So what the hell am I doing? Alex here, back in the shed. So I thought it over, and I have decided to ditch the acrylic plate that holds the electronics, and I'm going to end up bending up a new mounting surface out of the last piece of aluminum I have. Now, a few other things that I've done is I 3D printed a holder for the blower motor and the e-cigarette setup. The booster tube, I 3D printed a little holder for that, so that the tube sits flat inside there, or should I say the nub sits flat inside there. I ended up going to the hardware store, and I picked up some new bolts. I got these low profile bolts to see if that works, because the injector tubes kept snagging right here, and though it's not a big deal, I just have to move it like this. I much prefer just dropping it down. So I'm going to try those bolts, or screws rather. But I did pick up these, where if these don't work, this damn fly won't leave me alone. If these won't work, then I'm going to machine these down as low as I can and use those. But again, another little bag, $30. I got over $300 in hardware here. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Alright, so I'm going to transfer the patent over, go to my grandfather's basement, my sister's house, bend that up. Then we're going to strip all the parts off the shell, and we're going to clean the shell. This shell's been sitting in my closet for 13 years, and I honestly don't remember if I washed the mold release off of it. So I don't know if I'm going to have a problem, because I've never dealt with something that's had mold release on it for over 10 years. So my plan is to clean it really good with Simple Green, and then go over it by hand with rubbing alcohol. And fingers crossed that works. That's my plan for tonight. I'm really starting to cut this close. I need to get this stuff painted, because now between the shell and the gun, it's like final assembly time, baby. This is it. I gotta start putting the electronics in, and you don't put the electronics in first. I have to paint it, then put the electronics in. So I mean, this is it. Do or die in the next couple of days. So enough dilly-dallying, let's start working. I'm stuck. That's no good. Shit. Back to the drawing board. So I just cut the new piece of aluminum, but I'm not happy with the way the shears have rippled the edges, so we may just go back to the acrylic. I did it backwards. It's all done. We're all done. I did it backwards. Oh, that sucks. Alright. There you go. So as you can see, I screwed up twice. This is the only sheet metal I have. So we're not going this route. And to top it off, I wasn't going to be happy with this anyway, because you could see the ripples of where the shears cut it. What I should have done was wait till the morning. I'm just thinking of it now. My friend Steve, the welder, he's got a finger brake, so I could move them all around and fold this up the way I needed it. But it's too late. One day, maybe I'll eventually bend up some aluminum plates for the mount, but as of right now, we're sticking with acrylic. I actually don't have any choice right now. Before I strip the pack, I'm going to mount or find the location of where I'm going to put the charge plate. That's like the only 2 holes I have to drill in the motherboard, and then I can strip that as well, I'm pretty sure. I think so. So I'm going to do that now. Where's my glasses? Where the hell did I put my glasses? If you put it where the original rivets are in the... Oh no, it will work. Really hugs that side though, but that hole's there, so it would be over here more. Oh shoot, that's dead on. Dead on. Every single hole I need in the motherboard is drilled, at least that I can think of. Son of a gun! They worked. Yep, they worked. Shame of it is that's the only non-cap bolts in the pack. Okay, yep, I like that. Good. That's what I wanted. So now I'm gonna rest this aside. I'm lying, I gotta drill one more hole right here for the cable for the thrower. There's a little cable that goes from the motherboard to the thrower. That way if you drop it, it doesn't pull on the electronics, it hits the cable before the electronics are pulled. That's on the screen use packs. And I'm lying, I gotta drill all the holes for the speaker. I gotta print the template out and drill the holes for that. But realistically, there's not too much thinking to that. I just wanted to make sure I have all my other holes drilled for mounting purposes. So now we're gonna take the pack apart and categorize and index all the bolts because I don't want to have to go back to the hardware store and buy more bolts. It's ridiculously expensive. We'll put this aside and go get the shell and start cleaning the shell up. I should run to the dollar store right now and get Ziploc baggies. That's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go get Ziploc baggies. Run to the dollar store, get Ziploc baggies, because I'm going to lose track of this. My mind can't even remember what I had for breakfast. Alright, so let's run up to the street. Let's run up the street to the dollar store, or should I say the $1.25 store now, and get some Ziploc baggies. Alright, just come back from the $1.25 store. You always come back with more than what you were going for. These didn't make it the way home. Got myself a new stainless steel ruler. Magnetizable stainless steel. only at the dollar store, $1.25 store. Steve did a hell of a job sticking them together. Yeah, buddy. Since we're breaking out the rubbing alcohol, I imagine there's mold release on this. So we'll take the hardware off of this and clean this at the same time. Got some simple green here. Now I'm going to start over with some rubbing alcohol. So that's the shell. Can't fool around with stuff like that. Make sure you do it right. Now I'm going to go over the grips. I had the grips up here above the lathe, so you don't know if it's spit oil up there when I was cutting. So it's good to clean them anyway. These grips are awesome, aren't they? Special shout out to my secret friend. Bumper. Never would I have imagined I'd own this. Never. Go over every over every square inch. Little ladder. Clean too. Alright, so it's 10 o'clock. I'm calling it for tonight. We got everything taken apart, cataloged, and prepped for our first coat of paint. So I'm planning on hopefully doing that first thing tomorrow morning, is putting the first base coat of black down. My plan is now to start painting the pack and the corresponding parts that go with that. And while I'm waiting for paint to dry, finalize the gun, get the gun together, and do basically the same thing. Put it together, fit everything, take it all apart, and then paint that. That way I can start installing the electronics for the last time. If you're new to the channel and don't mind subscribing, it really goes a long way. I want to thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. This is Haloax. Out.